Hi everybody, welcome to the Signal Box today. Thanks very much for joining me for another video, and I do hope you enjoy this one. If this is your first time here, it's great to see you, and thanks for stopping by. Anyway, I'm going to be reviewing and unboxing an Accurascale product, so very excited to do this on behalf of Accurascale UK, and it's in the box here, and I'm going to show you what it is. It's an accessory for the J67, 68 Buckjumpers that I recently acquired from Accurascale. This is the additions that go with it. This is some lovely little items, and I'm going to unbox these. So grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee, and we'll get into this straight away. Okay guys, welcome back. I hope you still got yourself a brew of your choice, and I'll bring into shot what was in the mysterious cardboard box you all want to know. Well, here it is. One of those, another one of those, and another one of those. Look at these. Ooh, these look tasty. These are Accurascale's footplate crew for the J67, 68, 69 Buckjumpers. These are the Great Eastern Railway, London North Eastern Railway driver and fireman. And they all look very happy, don't they? I must say, they look like they've done 12 hours in the footplate, and someone's not happy. Someone's not made the tea right by the looks of it. They look like they've got the right ump, but they look like they've got very much character to them. We'll get them out of the packaging in just a sec, but these came straight, obviously, as you see in the postage today, and they are very nicely packaged. I think there's a company called Modelu, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong how you pronounce that, but they're behind these figures, and as you can see, they come really nicely packaged in each of the packaging there. We'll get one of these out in a minute to have a look at the sample. But the detail on these looks pretty good. From what I've saw or seen on the Accurascale website when they first released these, they look very impressive. So far, with any of the Accurascale products, I cannot fault them for their detail and superb manufacturing workmanship, the craft and sheer innovation that goes into their products, not just the Buckjumpers, but their rolling stock, their diesel locos, their coaches, everything so far that I have seen from Accurascale. I have been mightily and highly impressed. Despite what some YouTubers have said and slagged off Accurascale, I'm not going to name the names of that person or their channel, but to me personally, it was a bit out of order. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not an influencer. I don't require loads of likes and clicks to make my life happy. I enjoy showing you products that I like, and if you find them useful or helpful, or you see my railway in action, you think, you know what, if that's what you can do with a 6x4 base build, I'm going to have a go myself. And I am just really, at heart, a railway modeller, and I am a railwayman in real life. So I like modelling things that interest me from the railway side of the hobby, and I enjoy the full-size railway. And these are just a nice little addition from my Great Eastern Buckjumpers that I've acquired, as mentioned, from Accurascale. So that little bit of a tangent over. I don't normally go off on tangents, but without going into too much political detail, to me, certain things you should do privately. You shouldn't put your dirty, what's the saying is, you shouldn't do your dirty washing in public. I think it is the saying. Don't do your dirty laundry in public is the thing. I think, yeah, that's what I was always raised, and that is very true. If you got something to say with someone, you got some disgruntled beef or whatever it is with somebody, do it in a nice way and do it privately. Don't put it on show for everybody else. And that is my motto. That's all one of my life key things, is to do things in a gentlemanly way and a proper way. And to me, you know, say no more. Anyway, more importantly, let's get these lovely little fellows out of their packaging and give them a brew and a nice bacon sarnie and see what they think, eh? They look fantastic. I'm really impressed. Packaging wise, they came very well. Obviously in the box there was loads of packaging to make sure they're kept nice and secure. But anyway, let's get these out of the box and have a quick look at these lovely figures from Accurascale. Okay, so as mentioned, when you take them out of the packaging, I haven't taken these two out because they're identical, they're the same, so I'm not going to bother. But just to show, they come in a nice little sealed zippy bag there, and you get a nice little, very sturdy little container which will come in for 1,000,001 uses with your hobby. You can put more figures in them. You can put very small parts. Don't throw these away. These are absolutely fantastic. They are a good little storage item should you wish to store said small things in there. Anyway, let's try and zoom in and have a look at these, shall we, without getting too overly focused with the camera. Hang on, I'll just try and do this. Bear with me, folks. Oh, come on, zoom in today, would you? There we go. Okay, so let's look at this chappy here. I'm not going to take him out of the bag because I don't want to lose him or get any kind of my oil naturally from my fingers on him. I'm going to use tweezers when I apply this, but let's just say, wow, I can already see the texture of the mold in there, of the paint job, and the molding and the paint job create a texture of actual fabric. That's what it looks like to me, and it looks very, very good. Look at that. Really, really, really lovely. Those are very nice. It looks like a Stratford man. Now, he's got to be the fireman because he's the younger chap. So the senior man's the driver, obviously. So let's have a look at this chappy. Let's have a little look. Yeah, that's Albert. He looks like an Albert, doesn't he? Do you know what? Let me just stop this video and I'm going to get these actually out of the bag to see them properly. Hang on. That's better. Now we can see them properly with a little bit of added light source if I bring it in even closer. These really are very, very nice. Definitely 10 out of 10 from Accurascale. Again, for this nice little add-on item to your J67 Buckjumpers. Yeah, he looks definitely like an Albert, doesn't he? He's got the cap, he's got a bit of the white beard going on there. He's a senior man. He probably drove the J15 little tender engines. He's probably been around Stratford since 1900, probably. They left him in the flipping mess room since 1910 by the looks of it. No, absolutely, in all seriousness, these are lovely. Absolute thumbs up and congratulations to Accurascale UK for bringing these to us as modelers, as railway modelers. And these are a much lovely addition to our new Accurascale Buckjumpers. And also, if you've got existing other brand London North Eastern or Eastern region locos, for example, like the Hornby J15, the Oxford Rail N7, the Hornby Thompson L1, a Hornby B12, a Hornby B11, a Hornby B17, a D49. All these Eastern region themed steam locomotives, they will go down a treat with these figures. They really are, but they've got the character look of Stratford men. Absolutely. We're complete with their dust jackets and flat caps and their dark blue Eastern region overalls. And yeah, I love that. I love the fact that the senior man, the driver's got his couple of top buttons done up. And yeah, that's lovely. What a lovely treat they are. Let's just rotate them around so you can see the back of them. They are a very, very, very lovely made item, and they're painted wonderfully. Look at that. Is it me, or does the senior man, the driver, look like his dust jacket's a little bit lighter than the fireman's? Because the fireman's been shoveling away there and he looks a little bit as though he's got a slightly dirty jacket or dirtier uniform. But yeah, what a lovely, lovely little item that is. Oh, really pleased with those. Even their footwear is nice and properly done. You can see they're wearing their boots there. I'll try and rotate it back over. I've got to be so careful with these. Yeah. I like the way that they're just looking opposite. So the driver's looking out of his side, which, by the way, on the Buckjumpers, there's something a little bit peculiar in terms of the footplate arrangement, and it's nothing to do with the model, it's the actual prototype. Now, on the prototype of the real Life's Great Eastern Buckjumpers, the J67, 68s and 69s, the driver's position was on the right hand side, much like a Western engine, and the fireman was on the left hand side, which is traditionally the driver's side. So very strange arrangement that is, but I didn't actually know that until I actually got these Buckjumpers, where the position of the driver and fireman is, because traditionally, being a railwayman myself, you know, the left hand side was always the driver's side and the right hand side was the offside or the second man side. So that's a bit unusual, but really nice little fact to learn. So if you're planning on fitting these to your Buckjumpers, what I would do as follows: I'd put the senior man, either chap with the whitish beard there, Albert, this fella here, right, where's my finger, get out of it, use that, where are we, yeah, this fella here, we will call Albert, he's the senior man, so he's the driver, so he has to go on the right hand side of your cab, and his mate there, who we'll call Gordon, Gordon's the passed out fireman cleaner. He's just passed out as a fireman. He's a bit of a lad. He's going to be on the left hand side. So that's where you put them on your Buckjumpers. And once again, what a fantastic little idea by Accurascale to introduce the novel idea of a magnetically removable cab roof and smoke box door, making life so much easier to put your figures in. And it will take a few seconds, literally a cocktail stick and some decent super glue, a tiny little blob on their underside of their boots, and a pair of tweezers, and you can put those in nicely, and then pop the whole thing back on magnetically when you're finished. The smoke box is a great idea because to put your destination plates on the front, you can take that off by hand gently with a pair of tweezers and it just comes off. And also you use your lovely little added tool that will give you to hook and remove the PCB board to fit your DCC chip, or just to remove the PCB board should you wish to add something to it, or for maintenance, whatever purposes, but you shouldn't have to touch it, to be honest with you, unless you're planning on converting it to DCC. There's been some comments about the Accurascale Buckjumpers. A couple of things, negative things people have said about other things is that, oh, the firebox blow doesn't work on DC. Well, it won't do, obviously, if it's designed to work with the coal shoveling sound when you've got it on DCC and sound. Obviously that makes sense. There is a way to technically hardwire the LED directly to the motor tag, so it does actually illuminate as brighter or as dimmer depending on the engine consumption and speed of current. Now you can do that, but I have decided to make the decision to ultimately leave it, because your Accurascale Buckjumpers and any other Accurascale product, is worth noting, it carries a lifetime warranty. So if something goes wrong with your Buckjumper in terms of mechanically or electrically, and it for some reason stops working, you can package it up nicely and send it back to Accurascale and they will fix it or replace it for you for free of charge. But if you faff around with it and do a little modification, as good as it is, that will not cover your warranty, and you will have to shell out your ACCAs for the price of paying it to get fixed. Anyway, having said that, someone else moaned about, oh, the handrails along the boiler or along the cab side are plastic and flimsy. Well, to me personally, it's something that I don't particularly worry about, as long as they're in place. I found one or two of my handrails on my Liverpool Street Pilot, the PET. On one side, the handrails had come adrift, and it was literally all I had to do was take a pair of tweezers and very gently reintroduce the bottom of the handrail socket into the socket on the running plate. It just came out of this little socket, which is all pre-molded, so it's a push fit. But I didn't even have to use any glue. It was literally a push fit with a little tiny bit of pressure. You can pop those back in, and it will not damage or do any kind of injustice to your model. You won't break it. So if you notice on your Accurascale Buckjumper, the handrails on the cab side are a little bit wonky, it's worth checking if the bottom of the handrails, they have a little cleat that fits into a socket located directly below it on the cab floor. Check if it's come out of that. If it has, pair of tweezers, gently reintroduce it to the hole, push down a little bit hard but not too hard, and it will stay there. Job done. Anything else that's come adrift, always check it if it's not come adrift from a socket or a fitting. If it has, 9 times out of 10, 99% time, you can reintroduce it with a pair of tweezers or your fingers and it will go back in. Normally they shouldn't do. But if anything's broken off when you get your Buckjumper in the post and you find something's damaged, Accurascale, I believe, are very, very good, and they will sort that out for you. You send it back to them or to the shop you got it from, and they'll fix it basically. But anyway, people have moaned about a few things, and to me, they're just very minor things. I'm very, very happy with Accurascale, and I'm happy to mention Accurascale in my videos as well, and as well on social media, because they've very kindly featured my layout or one of my reviews on their social media site. So I'm very happy about that. It's an honour, and it is truly a modeller's dream to own these Buckjumpers. As a Great Eastern man connected with the railway from a personal point of view and family point of view, it's really something to behold to own these Buckjumpers for many personal reasons, and I think they're absolutely fantastic, well worth the wait. And again today, I love these little figures. You couldn't ask for more. They are very, very nice. The only thing that I say you could do, in actual fact I would say no, you don't need to, but they've got different coloured flat caps. Senior man there, Albert, has got the greyish brown cap, the lighter colour, and Gordon there, he's got his darker colour cap on, or is that his mop of hair? I don't know. It could be the late 50s. It might be a teddy boy. You never know. Anyway, what a lovely little pair they are, and I'm very pleased with them. Like I said, I've got 3 on the go there. So they are for my 3 Buckjumpers. Anyway, guys and girls, thank you very much for your time today. I'm going to disappear and get this uploaded. Thanks for your stopping by. Big shout out to Accurascale UK, and we as modelers have many other choices out there in the market where to buy our models from, be it diesel or steam or rolling stock or anything model railway related wise. We have got a choice where we can go to. But if something really stands out of the box and really ticks all the boxes and is for the modeler, in terms of realism and accuracy, that's the company you're going to go with. If you've had good first-time experiences with a company, not just model railways, but I'll say this really quickly before I disappear. If in life, it's like in life, isn't it? You buy something from the shops or from a company, and you either like it or you loathe it. And in this case, I love it. And I know that in the future, I'm going to go back and buy more products from Accurascale as and needed. Obviously, I've bought these figures from Accurascale. Am I going to buy every single Accurascale product on the market? Probably, to be honest with you, no, I'm not. And the only reason I'm saying that is because a lot of the Accurascale stuff, to be honest with you, a lot of it is modern image for the diesel era and the very like 1980s, 1990s diesel period. I specifically am a modeler from the 1950s, 1960s sort of time frame in my railway scale. So not everything on Accurascale I'm going to buy, but I do like what they're releasing as well. I've got quite a fancy for the eye on the London Transport 57 XX panniers they brought out in London Transport livery. I think they're actually all sold out now. They were on pre-order, but if they do another run of them, I'll definitely be looking at those. Anyway, in the meantime, that's my little Stratford crew sorted out. Bosch, 38 men through and through. All we need to do now is get them a greasy mug of tea and get them on their way on the Buckjumpers. So anyway, until I see you in the next video, have a lovely day. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon in the next video. And a big shout out to Accurascale. Thank you very much. Bye bye now.